and my actual eyesight. Is there the high drive? Deep center. Go, go, go. We're out of here. We're out of here. Say ya, playa.
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A dog pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks. Welcome to the Crossroads, here between Route 130 and Kings Highway. We are here for a quadruple header at Joe Barth Field, starting bright and early here on the Saturday morning between the Gloucester Lions and the Kings Christian Knights. I'm Dan Wilkins with my producer Vincent Folks, who will be taking care of 2 of today's 4 games. And we'll be probably working for the next 12 or so hours because we've got this game at 9, Red Bank Catholic and Gloucester Catholic at 11:30, St. Peter's Prep and Cherokee at 2, and then Delsey Notre Dame at 7 to close out our evening. We've got a good game between 2 above 500 teams, one working their way through the lower division of the Colonial Conference, and the other a 16-win team last year under Aiden Lawler Sr., the head coach. They're off to a 5-2 start to start their 2024 campaign. For Coach Lawler, he started out the year with 3 straight games versus Pennsylvania schools, a 7-3 win versus Westtown, an 18-1 loss versus Faith Christian, and a 10-1 win over Salisbury. Their only loss versus an in-state school was versus Maple Shade on April 12th, a 16-5 defeat. But they've got a lot of non-public games going on this year, and because they're an independent and not part of any conference, they can schedule games versus whoever they want. So you've got the Calvary Christian, you've got Cumberland Christian, St. John Vianney, Collingswood, Winslow, a mix of public and private, a little bit of everything from Aiden Lawler. This was the team that John Scanzano, now the head coach of Camden County College, this was the team that he coached as an independent for several years up until the end of the 2022 season when he resigned and went to Camden County. So he went from an independent baseball school in Cherry Hill to coaching a very, very well-coached and well-thought-out JUCO program down in Blackwood. We'll have starting lineups and our first pitch ready in a moment, but until then, we're going to take a quick break as we've got Gloucester and Kings Christian on the docket here in Game 1 of this Saturday Jamboree. So before we begin, a first ceremonial pitch will be thrown. The tournament organizer, Bill Gore, assistant coach at Gloucester Catholic, just having a quick explanation to both teams as members of Gloucester City and Brooklawn's fire department are here to throw out the first pitch, because this is what the Thank You Classic is about. It's saying thank you to our first responders and teachers, and each team brings a representative to throw out the first pitch ceremonially before each game. We saw it last night, just didn't catch it on our cameras. And usually we don't cover ceremonial first pitches, but we thought it was important considering that it's for a good cause. And Bill Gore, running this as a non-profit tournament, paying for everything out of his pocket. And really, these teams signing up because there's very little responsibility involved. You just have to provide baseballs and pay for an umpire. You see some of the fellas getting their warm-up form ready, but Seth McCormick and the Gloucester catchers, including Kevin Wall, are now coming out and getting ready to receive the pitch. It's going to be like 4 people throwing. I'm going to have to keep track of all this. Here we go. Oh, and all 3 missed a strike zone. That's a shame, but big thanks to those guys for coming out and representing Gloucester City and Brooklawn Fire. All right, so looks like in just a couple moments they'll be taking the field, but we'll waste no time by first introducing you to our visitors, the Gloucester Lions, led by Greg Galbraith, and their starting 9 for this morning's event. Seth McCormick, in a rare instance, is pitching and batting leadoff. Jake Siebert, the shortstop, takes the second position. Russell Medler at third base, and your Joe Lang MVP from this past year. He's at the 3 spot and at the hot corner. Gavin Wiener is the cleanup man at second base. Aiden Daly in center, batting 5th. Jason Hall at first, batting 6th. Jake Zierfoss in left field, batting 7th. Joseph McDonald in right, batting 8th. And Kevin Wall in the DH spot, batting 9th. Anthony Struzzulo is the catcher, but he will be playing defense only. And Seth McCormick, as we said, led by Greg Galbraith, the Lions head coach, with an above 500 record this year. They've been on a roll, and they're off to a 5-3 start. That's your Gloucester Lions starting lineup, and that's what we're going to line up with versus their starting pitcher, MJ Pankarak, which we'll get to meet in just a moment. So it looks like these guys are going to get ready to take the field. Gloucester is going to get ready to grab their bats, and we will get ready for our first of what will be a 28-inning spectacular today. We've got 14 more innings on Sunday. We have already had 14 yesterday, and it's going to be a jamboree extravaganza of a weekend. Here are the Kings Christian Knights. As we said, off to a 5-2 start. They won the series out in Pennsylvania versus a variety of PA schools. They won that series 2-1, splitting it, and they've only lost 1 game to an in-state opponent, that being Maple Shade, back in early April. Now for these guys, Gloucester, they're at a 6-4 record today. They won the first 4 games of the season, but the fact that they've played 10 games at all this season is really a miracle. I mean, they played in the Kelly tournament, played a doubleheader versus Salem and Shalleck. They started off the year with wins over Sterling, Salem, Shalleck, and Gateway. Lost to Collingswood, beat CCTS, and yes, they've been on a tiny skid lately, losing 3 of their last 4, but they beat Haddon Heights the other day, 5-1. It was a huge team win for them. They pulled off the upset versus a team in the higher division, and they made it work. But the fact of the matter is that Gloucester is playing their 5th game in 5 days. They played Haddon Township on Tuesday, Eastern on Wednesday in the Camden County quarterfinals.
Haddon Heights on Thursday, which a game that they won. They lost to Shalleck on Friday, and now they're playing Kings Christian on Saturday. So if they can stop the skid and win at least 2 of those 5 games in the stretch, it's going to be an opportunity for the team to relax and focus on Tuesday's game at Sterling. Your starting pitcher for the Kings Christian Knights is led by Aiden Lawler, is number 4, or rather number 9, that being Pankarak, the pitcher and cleanup hitter here for the Knights. The 5'10" junior righty with just 1 inning this year, but 31 innings last year, a 4.06 ERA, 43 strikeouts for him, 20 walks, 18 earned runs. He gave up 3 earned runs in just 1 inning this year versus Maple Shade in that 15-6 loss, but he's going to look to rebound here in this second game for him this year. Throw down to second, and we are going to get ready to go, starting off with the pitcher and leadoff batter, Seth McCormick. All right, here we go. Getting ready to play 4 games today, 28 innings, and the first of which is underway with a strike right down the pipe. 0-1. Pencrack steps off. Swing and a miss. 0-2. McCormick, Sieber, and Medler, the first 3 for Gloucester this morning. Fouled back to the screen. Still 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes from Pankarak. That one's high and in, 2-2. Seth McCormick, the senior right-hander, a career 2.94 ERA on the hill and a career 3.20 hitter at the plate. Had a home run versus Pensgrove last year on senior day. Of course, he was not a senior that day. He was still a junior. But 44 for 141 in his high school career, as that one is inside. 3-2. So Pankarak in a little bit of trouble here. Was ahead in the count 0-2 and now has regressed to a 3-2 full count versus McCormick. There's strike 3 on the inside corner. McCormick is retired. 1 away. Here's Jake Siebert. High and in, 1-0. Two balls, no strikes. Fastball misses low, and it's 3-0. I mean, hey, look, Pankarak got out of the jam before, a walk was allowed. Was ahead in the count 0-2, fell behind a 3-2, and the reverse just applied there with a strike. It looks well above the letters, but it is 3-1. Good opportunity to get back in the count here, and you don't want to allow any early traffic, but he just did. That's ball 4 to Jake Siebert. This brings up Russell Medler. He was the MVP of the Joe Lang tournament that we covered in April of last year. We'll be covering them actually next weekend. So Gloucester is participating in that tournament, so there's a good chance that we see them again. The 4 teams participating are Pennsauken, Pittman, Gloucester, and GCIT. Gloucester won that tournament last year with a win over Gateway. But it's relatively different than how it was last year. The 4 teams in 2023 were Pittman, Glassboro, Gloucester, and Gateway. So 2 of those 4 teams did not remain. As that one skips away from the catcher, going down to second and getting in there is Siebert. So he advances on the wild pitch. And Gloucester puts a runner in scoring position here. So we said Red Bank Catholic and Gloucester Catholic scheduled for 11:30 today. And don't be surprised if you see a packed house start to file in around 11 a.m., even if this game's still going on. I mean, this is obviously still a contender for a good game, but it is the precursor to the real star-studded event of the day, which is RBC and GC. Now, Red Bank Catholic is actually participating in 2 tournaments this weekend. They're also participating in the Autism Awareness Challenge up in Central Jersey. That one's fouled back, 2-2. They'll be playing Old Bridge at 4 o'clock on Sunday, so they are going to be going all over the place, traveling down here to Brooklawn to play Gloucester Catholic. Now, those 2 teams did play each other last year. RBC won 5-2, but that wasn't a part of any special event. That was just an out-of-conference game that was scheduled. 2-strike pitch misses low on the breaking ball. Bit of a rarity covering King's Christian. The last time we covered them was April 14th, 2022, when they were in the Ralph Shaw tournament. We covered them for 2 games. They lost to Audubon in the first round, 14-2. And in one of the more forgettable games that we had covered over the years, it was a 22-0 final between King's Christian and Bishop Eustace. I actually do remember it pretty well. It was a 12-run, 13-run first inning for Bishop Eustace. And the entirety of the first inning lasted over 45 minutes. So after back-to-back walks, Russell Medler reaches first, and this brings up Gavin Wiener, the cleanup hitter here for the Lions. They'll be followed up by the center fielder, Aiden Daly. And hold on here, might have a mound visit. Aiden Lawler's reaching for something in that dugout. And now he's pulling him off the field. Well, here's something interesting. This is Greg Galbraith.
Oh,
he's got the wire for the foul line. Did they not track the foul line correctly? It did rain this morning. So the infield-outfield for both teams was not held on the diamond. King's Christian did theirs in the outfield grass, and Gloucester's did theirs on the softball field. So you got to imagine there's something going on down the third base line. Maybe that they...
He's got mud in his cleats.
Yeah.
I don't think they had to scrape.
Maybe they had to scrape mud off of his cleats?
Yeah.
Is that what you saw, Vince?
Yeah, he was poking at his cleats. I don't know if they have the proper equipment out there to... usually what pitchers do between batters or, between pitches.
Yeah, they don't have that, spikes.
Exactly.
Those spikes out there. Like I said, it rained pretty lightly this morning. When I woke up at 6 in the morning, it was pretty normal. It was just a light shower, and it was actually raining when we got here around 8:15. But Gloucester's in business with 2 walks early in the top of the first. That one's popped up down the first base line and foul. Back up. Gavin Wiener looking to drive in some early runs for the Lions. Here's the pitch. There's the strike. After the 3-game set in PA, Kings Christian, like we said, they beat Leap Academy 23-3, lost to Maple Shade 16-5, beat Gloucester Christian, not Gloucester Catholic, but Gloucester Christian, 6-1. That one's inside, 1-2. And they beat Calvary Academy 9-4. I mean, some of these guys aren't fielding a full team. That's a little interesting. You know, Gloucester Christian, that was the only game that they had played this year. They only have 4 games scheduled the entire season, at least on NJ.com. They play Gateway, Kings Christian again, and Clayton. Leap Academy, though, they are fielding a full team as he's scraping off the cleats again. Well, this first inning might be long by sheer accident, just because of what we've seen with the cleats, and the issues that we've seen there. But that is ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So Kings Christian has walked 3 straight batters, including the 2, 3, and 4 men, bringing up the right-hander Aiden Daly, the center fielder here for the Lions. With 1 away, no score in the top of the first, Aiden Lawler coming out here to talk to his man. But Leap Academy, they've fielded a full team this year with Ray Rossi as the head coach. They went 2-23 last year, and right now they're off to an 0-6 start. And possibly the most interesting game of them all was Leap Academy versus Bridgeton. 2 teams not necessarily known for baseball prowess, but Leap Academy was leading by a score of 16-3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. They had a chance to shut the door for the mercy rule, but then Bridgeton scores 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th to make it 16-9, and then score they scored 13 runs in the 5th inning. And the final score of that game on opening day was Bridgeton 26, Leap 16. And the most astounding thing about that game was that Leap committed 13 errors and Bridgeton committed 8. That was a 21 error game. Leap Academy scored 5 hits on 16 runs. Quite an incredible feat, if you ask me. But you also have to note that Leap Academy doesn't play any games at home. They have a home game scheduled versus Penns Grove, but literally all but one of their scheduled games this year are at home. That one skips away. Here comes the runner to the plate, and he's going to score unopposed, and in fact, it's going to be a hit by pitch. Hold on, your time is called. No, they're sending everybody back. Are they sending everybody back, or are they just calling it a wild pitch? And all 3 umpires are going to discuss now. Because if it's just a wild pitch, that run stands and Siebert scores. They called it a hit by pitch, and Daly got halfway down the first base line. And he turned around and went back. So, yeah, they are sending the runner back to third. So, that run gets negated. It's still 0-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Kings Christian is a team with a 4.37 ERA, their best coming from freshman Landon Burkhart. As here's a fly ball hit out to shallow right field, going over and dropping the ball in the infield. That drops. They're not even going to get a throw down to the plate. They could have had a fielder's choice, and they could have gotten the out at home because Gloucester had a late start. but the ball was dropped between center and right, between Pickard and Burkhart. And because that didn't hit anybody, that's technically an RBI single. And it's 1-0 Gloucester. Siebert scores, Medler to third, Wiener to second, and everybody moves up 90 feet. First pitch, a swing and a miss from the lefty, Jason Hall. Of course, the lefties could always benefit from the short porch in right field, 328 feet to the shortest part of the park, which kind of juts out. There's a foul ball, 0-2. That one's outside, 1-2. I know our camera didn't get the best shot, but it's not entirely uncommon because of the vast outfield and the fact that nobody's really going to hit one 470 feet to the deepest part of the park. Not uncommon to see circumstances like that. That one's down. 3-2. I've seen people all the time, they walk their dogs across the outfield. It's an active outfield. It's an active field of play, but there's really nothing that the umpires can really do to stop it. Strike 3 on the outside corner, and Hall strikes out. Strikeout number 2 for Pankarak. And there's 2 away now for Jake Zierfoss. Here's the routine again of scraping the mud off of the cleats. I didn't think the mud was that bad. I knew the grass was pretty damp. I don't know if it rained overnight more than I thought or what, but an interesting phenomenon to say the least. Here's the 7th man of the inning, Jake Zierfoss. Gloucester scored 1 on a bases-loaded RBI single by Aiden Daly. And now Zierfoss looks to tack on a couple more. There's a strike. 0-1. Here's a fly ball out to right, going back Pickard. He makes the catch. Side retired. Gloucester leaves the bases loaded, but gets 1 run across. We're through a half inning here at Joe Barth Field, 1-0. Here in the bottom of the first, Gloucester off to an early lead. Here's how Kings Christian lines up for their starting 9. Presented by Tommy D's Home Improvement. For the Knights, we lead off with number 3, Joseph Demirijan, the third baseman. He bats leadoff. That'll be followed up by Landon Burkhart, the freshman who's kind of been their main star of the team, as McCormick steps in here versus Demirijan. There's a strike 0-1. Aiden Lawler Jr. is the shortstop batting third. MJ Pancharak is the pitcher batting fourth. Sam Yu is the first baseman batting fifth. Matt Pancharak is the center fielder batting sixth. Braden Pickard in right batting seventh. That'll be followed up by Jackson Ford in left batting eighth, and then Caleb Winkelspeck, the catcher, rounds out the order, led by Aiden Lawler. Count is 1-1 to start the frame for McCormick. Two and 1. Joseph Demirijan, the 5'8" senior, 254 career hitter across 4 varsity seasons, has a home run this year versus Calvary Academy on Thursday. So lately he's been swinging a hot bat, that's for sure. Has 8 RBIs this year out of his 13 in his career, but across 4 partial seasons as a Knight, he's 17 for 67, 1 home run, 13 RBIs, 4 extra base hits all told, 17 walks, and the same amount of stolen bases. Demirijan actually just went down on strikes, so 1 away. So here is Landon Burkhart. He's a freshman who has been swinging a hot bat as well. 412 average. 7 for 17 this year. 6 base hits, 3 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases for him, along with a career 1.8 ERA on the hill. So he has been up there in terms of the conversation of, you know, the next big thing for Kings Christian, especially as one of the better independent schools in South Jersey. You know, you've got the Gloucester Christian, you've got the Calvary Academy, you've got a couple different organizations out there in the Camden Charter Schools as well that are just starting to field a baseball team. But Kings Christian is definitely up there when it comes to talented independents. Hunn, Petty, Pennington, they're all up in Central and North Jersey. But Kings Christian, they can light a candle to them. Here's a hot grounder by Burkhart, stopped at short. Throw across by Siebert is in time, and it's 2 away. So here's the number 3 hitter, Aiden Lawler Jr. The 6'2" junior. Also a basketball player for the Knights. Scored 40 points in his rookie season last year for a 17-6 Kings Christian basketball team that made it to the finals of the Tri-State Christian Athletic Association tournament, or the TSCAA. Lost to Atlantic Christian back in February, 60-53. That one's a ball, 2-0. But Lawler, as a baseball player, a career .494 hitter, had a .507 average last year with 2 homers and 37 RBIs. Looking to repeat that success this year with 11 RBIs already, 5 for 12, and 7 walks. 2-1. Still in the bottom of the first inning, here from Brooklawn, 1-0 Gloucester, here in the opening game of this Saturday edition of the Thank You Classic. That one's outside. A career .671 slugging percentage, .583 this year, a .685 last year. I mean, his numbers have dipped slightly, but for his standards, the fact that he's still batting .400 and we can say his numbers dipped kind of shows the caliber of ball player that he is. Here's the pitch to Lawler Jr. Right back to the mound. No problem for Seth McCormick, and the side is retired. They take care of business. 1-2-3 in the first. Gloucester leads 1-0 after 1. Ethan Yu, the pitcher for Kings Christian, we were told it was MJ Pankarak, but they did a fake out on us last second because they had Yu scheduled as the first baseman. And then they moved everything over, so now Pankarak is the first baseman and Yu is the pitcher. So we apologize for the mix-up, but Samuel Yu, a 9.41 career ERA across 2 partial seasons, 19 and a third innings, 30 career strikeouts, and a line drive down the right field line and foul. I hear ABBA in the background. There's some sort of tailgate going on or something?
I think for next game.
I don't know. I see somebody with a green hat, so maybe that's the Red Bank Catholic people. They've got Gimme, 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 A Man After Midnight. They're just having fun, really. 2-2. They seem to just be having the best time. Three and 2 to Joseph McDonald. It's McDonald, Wall, and McCormick for Gloucester here in the second. That one's hit well down the right field line. Look out. That one goes into the street. It's foul. That one is outside and high, so McDonald gets a walk. The 4th walk surrendered by Yu tonight. He's only surrendered 8 of them this year in 6 1/3 innings, which isn't a great number. But he'll try to rebound here. No action from what I can see yet in the Kings Christian bullpen. Here comes the runner down to second. McDonald is in there safely as Kevin Wall takes high 1-0. on the broadcast, you can very faintly hear whatever music's going on in the back. But that's definitely the Red Bank guys. That's a bunt that goes in front of the mound. Wall is retired. That moves McDonald to third. There's one away. This brings us back to the top of the order for Seth McCormick. Yeah, I actually just saw a Casey's player walking past, along with a couple coaches, so they're getting here bright and early. Once again, the mud cleaning continues. Runner on third for Gloucester as this one's outside. That one's upstairs. There's a fly ball deep down the left field line by Seth McCormick, and it's off the church! It's off the church! Home run, Seth McCormick! I didn't think you could hit a home run at Joe Barth Field as a righty, but he just proved everyone wrong. 2-run shot, and it's 3-0. Seth McCormick just drove one way out of the yard. That one hit off the roofing of the church in left field, and Gloucester extends their lead to 3. Wow. That's GWB home run number 13 on the year. Here's the first pitch as the sun is making a guest appearance here. As it's 1-0 to Siebert. That is McCormick's second career home run, and we have covered both of them on DWB. He should consider himself lucky. Skips in. Home run distance on that one, 366 feet. Off the facing of the church in left field. This is given a ride out to shallow left. Who's got it? Lawler slides, and he makes the catch. 2 down. Two down now for Russell Medler. He got to third thanks to a walk and a couple more. And Greg Galbraith just finally put down something for him to...
Oh, there it is.
One of those rubber mats to clean off the pitcher's spikes. Slider cuts into the zone for a strike to Medler, 0-1. As we said, Medler 0 for 0 on the day, as he's got a leadoff walk in the first, but he bats for the second time in as many innings. As here's a fly ball out to deep center field, going back. That's over everybody's head. That's going to drop in center field. Medler's going to get in the second base with an RBI double, scoring nobody actually because the bases were empty, but it is still 3-0 after that deep drive to center. And that's the one of the quirky parts about Joe Barth Field.
I think that would have had a chance to be.
I don't know. I mean, could have had a chance at Gloucester's Field because they do have a relatively hitter-friendly facility. But now, I mean, you hit that ball at the center field, you could still hit an inside the park home run, but definitely not an out of the park home run unless you've got some sort of Barry Bonds healthy breakfast in your system. popped up, third base side, and foul. That one went behind him, and they're going to say it hit him. That was a bit of a delayed reaction, but Wiener reaches base for the second time now for Aiden Daly. He had an RBI single in the top of the first inning. He was the only run that was driven in by Gloucester in the first, but now they've added on a couple more thanks to that home run by McCormick. There's a strike. 0-1. Back at it again. That one skips to the backstop. Everybody moves up 90 feet. No throw is made. 1-1. That one's high, 2-1. Gloucester has turned it over 1.5 times in just 2 innings. This is batter number 5 in the second rotation. Popped up, first base side. Pankarak calls for it, and he makes the catch. Side retired. Gloucester gets 2 runs on the board thanks to a home run to left that went 366 off the bat of McCormick. It's 3-0. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Well, Seth McCormick, after getting that huge adrenaline rush of hitting his second career home run, now has to go back out onto the mound and face the music up to a 3-0 lead going to the bottom of the second. As here is MJ Pankarak, one of 2 Pankarak brothers. That one's down, 1-1. Pankarak, the 5'10" junior, hits a hot shot in between third and short. Sliding stop by Siebert. Throw to first, not in time. The ball shoots away, picked up by the catcher, Strazulo. But because of the circumstances, that will just be an infield hit for Pankarak. This brings up the Knights' number 5 hitter, Samuel Yu, as the Knights have their first base runner of the evening. or of the morning. So used to doing games at night that feels a little weird doing a game at 9 a.m. But this is basically the life that they live as travel baseball players, really. So the pitcher, Sam Yu, takes one out, 1-0. That one skips away. He almost threw it back behind the runner. Throw down to first, not in time. That one misses, and it's 3-0. And it's ball 4. Sam Yu takes a free pass. And now this brings up the other Pankurack brother, Matt Pankurack. I was going to say, infield was playing in. Jason Hall went all the way up the first base line like they're expecting a bunt here with 2 down. Or rather with 2 on and no outs. Maybe something to move the runner over situationally. At the moment, they do not, but it's a called strike, 0-1. Still nobody out, but Kings Christian looking to get back in business here. Looks like a couple Red Bank players and coaches have arrived, setting up shop down the first base line, but I didn't see any bus or anything, so I don't know if the players are transporting themselves to the game. They've just kind of been sporadically showing up at different times. There's a strike, 1-2. Struck out. He got him. So we had something wrong there, 1 away. So here's the right fielder Pickard now, as Kings Christian brings their 7th man of the order through. Popped up first base side, going over. It's out of play, but caught by the Red Bank coach down the first base line. Good catch there. To hang on to that one. With Ford on deck as the number 8 man. Another pop-up, first base side and foul. 0-2. McCormick looking to get out of the jam here in the first. Three 0 here in the bottom of the second. The 0-2 from McCormick. With the infield playing straight up, there's another foul ball down the right field line. That hit something. I think that hit off the roof of the apartment building. I mean, it's a very confined space here. We've got a road right behind us that passes through the Gloucester Middle School. That's partially the reason why this field is so quirky, just because it's in the middle of a high population suburban area in Brooklawn. You've got a major thoroughfare with US 130 right in front of us, and then you've also got Kings Highway and Browning Road as well. There's a lot of traffic that passes through here, foot traffic and car traffic as well. You know, you see like 100 cars a minute passing through 130. It's a very busy spot. Swing and a miss. He got him. Back-to-back Ks for McCormick, and number 3 for him tonight. There's 2 away. This brings up the left fielder, Jackson Ford, the 5'9" senior. 229 average in his career across 4 partial seasons as a varsity player. A career 11 for 48 average, 2 extra base hits, 11 walks, and 10 stolen bases. This year, 214 average with a 286 slugging percentage, 3 for 14 with 3 RBIs. 2 of them coming on Thursday versus Calvary Academy. There's a strike by McCormick, 0-1. Here's the 2-out pitch. That one is down, 1-1. We'll try it again. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Kings Christian's got 2 runners on. That one skips in. Got behind on it, and a ground ball down the first base line. Daly, or rather Hall, gets it in and retires it. Inning over. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Gloucester holds Kings Christian to just 2 runners on base and no runs. It's 3-0 after 2. Ethan Yu still working hard for inning number 3 as Kings Christian still hasn't gotten around their first rotation of the order. They trail 3-0 here in the third. Seth McCormick with 2 scoreless innings for him so far, including a 2-run home run. He's really been able to work on both sides of the ball. Here's a ground ball softly to first, picked up by Pankarek, and Hall is retired. 1 away. So swiftly taken care of. Hall is 0 for 2 tonight, and this brings up Jake Zierfoss. He lined out to right to end the first inning. First pitch. Here's a ground ball out to second base. Picked up and thrown across in time. Burkhart takes care of him, and there's 2 away. So a 3 unassisted and a 4-3 ground out put Gloucester's bottom of the order back against the wall for the right fielder Joseph McDonald. That one misses. 1-0. Two balls, no strikes. Outside, 3-0. Three balls, one strike to McDonald. Kevin Wall on deck for the Lions. There's a ground ball out to short, picked up. No, it's booted by Lawler. An E6, and McDonald reaches base for the second time tonight. However, he is now 0 for 1 as Kevin Wall grabs the bat. Two outs and a runner on, a late base runner for Gloucester with Joseph McDonald, who reached on an E6. (1-0) to Wall. That one is way high. Catcher goes out of the crouch. That one is high and in, 3-0. And again, as far as I can tell, I don't see anybody warming up for Kings Christian or for Gloucester. So they are, with how heavy the load has been for both of these teams, there's a strike to Wall. 3-1. That's hit down the right field line and foul onto the street, and it's 3-2. Just trying to think here because we've got 3 more games today, an 11 o'clock and a 2 o'clock game. There is a Domino's right down the road. Wouldn't be impossible to order a to order a takeout pizza and bring it back to the booth. That one's down. I mean, hey, it's pretty convenient, you know. You've got, well, here's McCormick again, who hit that 2-run home run in the second, but you got the Domino's right down the street. You go down the crosswalk and you can go to Dunkin' Donuts or KFC. There's the Wawa there too. A little bit of everything. So you don't have to go far to find heart attack inducing American fast food. Right here in Brooklawn. It's 1-0. Seth McCormick struck out his first time, but made up for it with a 2-run home run. 1-1 on a swing and miss. That one's hit, popped up to third, going over and making the catch. To retire the side is King's Christian. Taken in by Demirijan, and Gloucester Catholic, or rather Gloucester, is just led scoreless. It's 3-0 going to the bottom of the third.
Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp.
No better way to prepare for your next baseball game by relaxing and having fun. Although I don't know what this guy is doing. I think that's a recipe for disaster. But Red Bank Catholic is swinging and having a good old time. And of course they gave it up as soon as our cameras came on. They got a little camera shy. But that's a precursor to what we'll be seeing later this afternoon. Lots of swinging between Red Bank Catholic and Gloucester Catholic. That's an 11:30 a.m. start time for our second of 4 games today. Here's Caleb Winkelspecht as a line drive to the left. Winkelspecht's got a base hit in the bottom of the order. Gets a knock to start off the third for King's Christian. Here's Demirijan. He struck out his first time. McCormick with 3 strikeouts across 2 innings. There's going to be a quick pinch runner down at first, replacing the catcher Winkelspecht. So Pankrak is actually, Matt Pankrak is pinch running for Winkelspecht as the courtesy man, and he gets down to second unopposed on the wild pitch. Here's Demirijan. After the wild pitch, the runner advances to scoring position here for Kings Christian. That one is down. 2-0. Outside again. 3-0. Last thing you want if you're Gloucester is to give up these early walks that you really don't need. I mean, they've given themselves a great opportunity here early to take the money and run, basically. You know, get an early lead, extend that lead a couple times, and then be able to run away with it. But they just haven't run away with it. That's the thing, is that, you know, Kings Christian's been down since the first, but they've never given up. They've put runners on base, they've taken care of business, and they've gotten everybody around. That one goes away, goes to the backstop, and Pankarak advances to third, as that's ball 4 to Demirjan. So a single and a walk put runners on the corners here with nobody out for Seth McCormick. Now the tradition of walking across the active outfield continues again. As we said, 3 more games today. Red Bank Catholic and Gloucester Catholic at 11:30. That will be a 11:20 pregame show. St. Peter's Prep and Cherokee at 2 o'clock. And then Delsea Notre Dame, another top 20 matchup in South Jersey. That's at Belmar Rec, under the lights at 7 o'clock. Right here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, where you can find all the weekend's action. First pitch to the freshman Landon Burkhart. Now throw back to first, not in time. That was kind of a rookie mistake there. He didn't slide. He just kind of tiptoed back to first. That's a dangerous mistake if you don't play your cards right. There comes the throw down to second base. Now the runner comes home. The throw beat him, and he is safe. The throw got dropped at the plate, and Kings Christian pulls off the trick play, scoring from third on the stolen base. It's 3-1. That was beautifully executed right there. Not much you can do about that. I've done that play about 1,000 times in MLB The Show, and you don't see it too often, but when it works incredibly well. And they knew with the pinch runner Pankarak that they could get him home. They had that confidence, and they used it. That's strike 3. 1 away. Strikeout number 4 for McCormick, as the lefty and shortstop Aiden Lawler digs in for the second time. Bottom of the third. 3-1 Gloucester. That ball gets away, and the runner advances to third. I mean, this is just kind of turning into a barn burner of a game, as if it wasn't just on paper. But Gloucester got some gritty runs early. They got the RBI single and then the 2-run home run by McCormick. But now Kings Christian might score 2 runs on errors or wild pitches, and that's not what you want to keep the integrity of this ball game in good shape. High chopper out in front of the mound. Hall hits it off the top of his glove, and it skips away. And E3, just like we were talking about, drives in the run. Lawler gets to first, and the runner scores. It's 3-2. So the Mirajan came in to score on the error. So after the mountain visit, McCormick remains in the game. As MJ Pankarak grabs the bat in the cleanup spot. Oh and 1. Just missed. 1 and 1. Fouled off over the Gloucester dugout and into the street. It kind of took a ricochet off the roof of the dugout. And it's 1 and 2. Went out into the street now. Popped up another one down the first base line. That one hit off the tire of a truck. Still a 2-strike count with 1 away. Kings Christian has the tying run on first, that being Lawler Jr. Well, right now it's 3-2 Gloucester over Kings Christian here in the bottom of the third on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, as we'll be covering all the games this weekend.
Okay, cool. It's Gloucester High School.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Lawler on first base with McCormick with 4 strikeouts through 2 1/3. The pitch, fly ball out to left center field, out into the vast outfield. It's taken in left. Catch is made. 2 down. So here's the pitcher, Samuel Yu. There's a strike called. 1 and 1. On Sunday, we'll be back here for 2 more games between Toms River East and Bayonne at 2 o'clock and Pope John versus Donovan Catholic at 4:30. So this is our third of 8 games this weekend. Talk about a workhorse. One ball, 1 strike for McCormick. As we said, Lawler, the tying run, is on first base, but the main offensive production of this game was the 2-run home run by McCormick in the top of the 2nd inning that hit off the church. McCormick is set. Kicks back. And the 1-1. That one is high on the fastball. 2-1. Players are just starting to file in here for the green and gold Casey's. They'll be one of the folks in game 2 of this quadruple header as there's a swing and a miss. Lawler goes down to second. The throw beat him, and it's not in time. He just got under the tag. The application wasn't quick enough, and it's a stolen base to put that tying run in scoring position. So Lawler, who reached on an RBI E3. And a big swing and a miss. McCormick retires to side, gets strikeout number 5. He's been wheeling and dealing through 3 innings. We've got 4 more to play here at Gloucester Catholic. It's the Lions 3 and the Knights 2. We'll be right back. Tommy D's Home Design Center. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Here in the top of the 4th inning, Gloucester gets us started in a 3-2 game. It's time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, what Major League Baseball stadium has the shortest distance to straight center field? It's obviously not Joe Barth, but is it Dodger Stadium, Yankee Stadium, Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, or Citizens Bank Park? This one's poked out toward shallow right, and it's caught by Penkarak, 1 away. The answer will be revealed in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Jake Siebert popped out to first. He is 0 for 2 on the day. A walk and 2 pop-outs. And a swing and a miss by Russ Medler. Brings it to 0-1. Medler has reached base twice with a walk and a double. However, in neither of those appearances did he come around to score. Down and away, 1-1. We kick off next week's festivities with a Colonial Conference clash between Haddonfield and Audubon. A 4 o'clock start on Monday, April 22nd. So we've got an 8-game weekend, and then we followed it up with more baseball on the 22nd. April 23rd is Bergen Community College versus Camden County College. The Bergen Bulldogs versus the Camden Cougars. That'll be a JUCO game at 3 o'clock over in Blackwood. Here's the pitch. That one is down. Wednesday, April 24th will be more Audubon baseball versus Woodstown. That's another 4 o'clock start. That one's outside. 3-2. Thursday the 25th will be a doubleheader for softball between Camden County College and Salem Community College. The Mighty Oaks versus the Cougars. That'll be a fun one. 3:30 and 5:30 the start times for both of those games. That one's outside. Ball for to Medler, and he's reached base all 3 times this morning. I keep wanting to say this evening and then this afternoon and then this morning. It goes through a rigorous cycle. Here's another man who has reached base twice tonight, Gavin Weiner. A walk and a hit by pitch. That one's upstairs for the first one, and it's 1-0. High and in, 2-0. Weiner sends a fly ball into left, and it's caught. Ford takes it in. And there's 2 down. Russell Medler on first base for Gloucester. And here's the number 5 hitter, Aiden Daly. He had an RBI single in the first. He's running, but gets a hit and run down into center field. That drops for a hit. Rounding third, the throw down will not follow through. And a 2-out base hit for Daly puts Gloucester back in business here in the 4th. Here's the lefty, Jason Hall. Nope, going to second. He'll get down to second unopposed. Two-0. Hall the other way, lets it drop. That's a 2-run base hit. If he can get around, Hall's going to get to second base. It's a 2-run double for the lefty Hall. Oh boy, that's 5-2. So Medler and Weiner both score. And Gloucester now leads 5-2 after the 2-run double by Hall. Here's Jake Zierfoss. He grounds this one to short. Lawler Jr. is there. Throw across is in time. The side is retired. Damage is done. A 2-run double the other way off the bat of Jason Hall. Sends it to the bottom of the 4th, 5-2. Bottom of the fourth inning, Seth McCormick still working hard out here. Both teams have arrived. They're getting ready to go. But Gloucester leads Kings Christian 5-2 after a 2-run double by Jason Hall in the top of the fourth inning. It's time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, what Major League Baseball stadium has the shortest distance to center field? Is it A, Dodger Stadium, B, Yankee Stadium, C, Kauffman Stadium, or D, Citizens Bank Park? I know we already went through this last night, but the correct answer is Dodger Stadium. 395 feet to center, the shortest in all the land. That one's foul. It's the only Major League ballpark to be, if you drew a straight line from home plate to center field, less than 400 feet. Oh and 2. Hit out towards right field down the line. It's foul. McDonald picks it up. So Pancarac, Pickard, and Ford, the three due up for Kings Christian. And Matt Pankarac's got a base hit. Here's Braden Pickard, who struck out his first time. Fouled straight back. Throw back to first, not in time. No balls, one strike. Outside. One ball, one strike. And the pitch. Fouled straight back to the press box. 1-2. That was a close call down at first, but he ends up hanging on to it. He got him. Strikeout number 6 for McCormick. Pickard is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And this brings up Jackson Ford. He had a 3 unassisted his first time. Time called. The Casey's and the Rams are getting ready down the third base line. Red Bank is here, and they're warming up, ready to proceed this game. Count is 1-0, by the way. With 1 away to Jackson Ford, the number 8 hitter here for Kings Christian. Inside. 2-0. There's a strike. Two balls, one strike. McCormick with 6 strikeouts here in the 4th. There's another strike, 2-2. Versus the lefty Ford. Actually, no, they made a change. That is now for King's Christian, number 27, Alex Rementov. Throw back to first, not in time. That's strike 3 and strikeout number 7. I mean, I don't care what team you're facing. Seven strikeouts in just 3 2/3 innings. It's very impressive. Reminds me a lot of what we saw last night with Colin Feely and what he was able to accomplish. So now stepping in after Rementov's strikeout is the catcher Caleb Winkelspecht. Swing and a miss, 0-1. There's another strike, 0-2. Seems like he's finally getting that groove. I mean, he's let up a couple hit-by pitches here and there. He's let up a couple walks. But now it seems like he's just locked in. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Make that 8. Seth McCormick has been rocking and rolling. He's got 8 strikeouts through 4 innings. We go to the 5th. Gloucester leads 5-2. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Freshman right-hander Landon Burkhart is on the hill here for Kings Christian as he gets it started in the top of the 5th inning. A 5-2 game in favor of Gloucester. A career 1.8 ERA, an impressive 0.95 mark last year, 3.23 ERA this year after reclassing. So he is still class of 2027. A 3.23 ERA though this year, and 4 1/3 innings, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 4 hit by pitches. And Burkhart fires a strike. It'll be McDonald, Wall, and McCormick. 8-9-1 for Gloucester in the 5th. But nobody out here as we're just getting started in the 5th. Gloucester Catholic and Red Bank getting ready to square off in this 11:30 matchup. But right now it's 10:50, so this game might have to speed up a little bit to meet that game on time. That one is high, ball 4. So it was a 4-pitch walk after all, and McDonald reaches base all 3 times tonight. So here's Kevin Wall. He's 0 for 1, a walk, and a 5-3 ground out his first time. Wall shoots one down the left field line. That's a base hit. Goes towards the corner. Wall is going to go to second base. He's got a double. McDonald the third. Kevin Wall has got a double. From the bottom of the order, he contributes big time, and it sets it up big for Seth McCormick. McCormick, of course, had that 2-run home run in the 2nd inning that has really been the encapsulating moment for Gloucester tonight. That one skips away, and McDonald scores. He got hit with the ball on the throw in, and it's 6-2. So with no doubt, Gloucester up by 4 here in the top of the 5th. That one misses. 2-0 to McCormick. Here's a ground ball in between third and short. Lawler's got it. Throws down the first. McCormick is out, but the run does score. Wall comes around, and it's an RBI ground out for McCormick. So how about that? 8 Ks on the hill and 3 RBIs at the plate. It is 7-3. So everyone's now clear on the bases after the RBI ground out. And here's Jake Siebert, 0 for 2 today with a walk. Outside, but no harm, no foul, 1-0. Yeah, there's some people that are parking a couple blocks away to find a parking spot. So I guess if you got to run to Wawa to use the bathroom or whatever, you have to walk there. Because if you give up that parking spot, it's like parking in Times Square in Manhattan. If you give it up for 5 seconds, somebody's going to take it immediately. I can't tell you how many times I've seen cars flying down this street in the past 20, 30 minutes trying to find a parking spot that doesn't exist. I mean, this entire street is full. But this is one of the things in South Jersey, you know, a lot of athletic facilities, especially here in Gloucester and Brookline, have issues with parking. But it's 3-0 to count. And the pitch. There's a strike, 3-1. Jake Siebert, the shortstop, here for the Gloucester Lions. Don't forget, we've got Red Bank Catholic and Gloucester Catholic on deck. Could be a Game of the Year candidate right there, just on paper. That's ball 4. So here's Russell Medler. Here's a quick meeting between pitcher and catcher here. Gloucester leads 7-3 over Kings Christian in the top of the 5th. It's been a slow one. Yesterday, for broadcast number 300 in Dan Wilkins Broadcasting's history, we had the fastest 7-inning game at 1 hour and 36 minutes between Bordentown and Audubon, and then we had an immediate follow-up of a 2-hour, 48-minute game between Township and Creek. What a play at third. A nice throw down the line. The runner advances to second base, but Medler is retired on a nice throw ranging to his left and making an acrobatic play with Demirajan. There's 2 away. Here's a high chopper out to third. Demirajan has trouble with it, rebounds, fires across, and they're going to say he's off the bag, but they called him out. Tough call, tough play. That'll retire the side. Oof, I don't know about that one. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Gloucester leads Kings Christian. Well, Seth McCormick is out. Gavin Zane is in. The final line for McCormick, 4 innings, 8 strikeouts and 2 runs allowed, and only one of them was earned. I don't even know if any of them were earned. Actually, let's check up on that real quick, because if he gave up no earned runs, that would be a very impressive quality start. Because he had that, the RBI. Yeah, it was an RBI E3 in the third inning. So, yeah, none of those runs were earned. So 2 unearned runs for Seth McCormick, and Gloucester leads 7-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. But Gavin Zane on the hill with the 1-1. That one's down. 2-1. Three and 1. Or no, that was called a strike. Sorry, 2-2. Skips in on the curveball. 3-2. So the other two games here at Joe Barth are Red Bank Catholic and Gloucester Catholic, followed up by St. Peter's Prep and Cherokee. Then the 7 o'clock game is Delsea versus Notre Dame at Belmar Rec. So this is going to be a full day of festivities. Fly ball deep center field. Going over and making the catch. Center field is Daly. 1 down. So Demirajan flies out to center field. And here's Landon Burkhart. Inside, had to shuffle the feet a little. And it's 1-0. That one's down, 2-0. Three balls, no strikes. In our last Gloucester feature on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, he had 3 innings of relief down at Rutgers Camden. We have still yet to cover a game at Gloucester High itself. And that's ball 4. So a 5-pitch walk to Burkhart. He gets on base for the first time tonight. Here's Aiden Lawler Jr. With MJ Pankarak on deck. Throw down to first, not in time. Outside, 1-0. One strike, 1 out. Runner on first. And there's a strike called. 1-2. Here's a fly ball out to left. Going in and diving. And yes, he made the catch. Great play in left. And saving a play from what could have been extra bases, Zierfoss brings it down. 2 away. So here is MJ Penkarak. He's 1 for 2, has a single and a fly out so far in this one. There's a strike, 0-1. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. Keep your pet happy and healthy today with the most organic food products in South Jersey. Also available are toys, food, cages, accessories, and more. Visit today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, 7 days a week. The 0-1 from Zane. Swing and a miss at a ball down. It's 0-2. Like we said on Sunday, we'll be back here, same time, same place for Toms River East versus Bayonne, 2 o'clock on Sunday, and Pope John versus Donovan Catholic. That's the 4:30 p.m. game to close out what will be a spectacular weekend. Here's the 0-2. That's down. If you're just joining us, Gloucester leads Kings Christian 7-2 in the bottom of the 5th. That one is down. 2-2. Fly ball again out to shallow left. Zierfoss makes the catch and the side is retired. Gloucester leads Kings Christian as they now are down to their final 6 outs. We go to the 6th, 7-2 Lions. Burkhart still on the hill on the top of the 6th. Gloucester leads Kings Christian 7-2. That's a ground ball base hit through the left side. We start off the 6th with a single. So Aiden Daly leads it off with a base hit. Now Gavin Zane is hitting in the place of Jason Hall. Runner goes from the sidearm delivery. Throw down to second is trapped, not in time. And Daly advances to second. So Jason Hall being subbed out means that the final line for him is 1 for 3, a strikeout, a 3 unassisted, and a 2-run RBI double. So still cements the legacy in this ball game. Just doesn't get to finish it out. The pitch to Zane. Outside. 2-0. High chopper foul. Good play down there at third by Greg Galbraith to take that one in. But it's 2-1 the count. Nobody out. Gloucester's got an insurance run in scoring position here with Aiden Daly as the pitcher Gavin Zane ahead in the count versus Burkhart. Popped up, first base side. This is shallow right field. Going over is Pancharak. He can't get it, and it's foul. 2-2. And there's the Caseys all lined up down the first base line. And some Gloucester Catholic players have also arrived with their black warm-up jerseys. That is our second of 4 games today. Our third is St. Peter's Prep in Cherokee. The fourth is Delsea and Notre Dame. That will be Gavin Van Rel on the call. Zane pokes it foul. It's 2-2. And Van Rel calling the game at 7 o'clock tonight will mean the first time on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting history in 305 games, 305 broadcasts, that I will not be the lead commentator for a game. Wanted to give him an opportunity since he is an excellent protege of mine, if you will, and he deserves an opportunity. Zane floats it down the right field line. That just missed. Maybe a foot foul. And a lucky break for Pickard. On deck for Gloucester is the left fielder Jake Zierfoss, 0 for 3 actually tonight. A line out and 2 ground outs. Gloucester leads by 5 here in the 6th. Here's the pitch. Outside. Count is full. Right now, game time sitting at 2 hours and 6 minutes. Here in the top of the 6th. And the pitch. Zane, high chopper out to short. Lawler is there. Throw across the diamond is in time. Daly holds at second. And there's one away. This broadcast is brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. Make your dream kitchen come true today with wholesale kitchen cabinets and countertops at heavily discounted rates. Visit today at 612 Creek Road in Belmar, next to the 42 on-ramp. Here's a ground ball. That shoots past the left field side, goes into the outfield. Picked up in center. Scoring is Daly. RBI single Jake Zierfoss, and it is 8-2. Well, the last thing you want if you're Kings Christian is to have as soon as your bullpen comes in for the game to unravel. It's not a great look when your starting pitcher is really the only anchor, and then when that anchor lets go, they start the offensive onslaught as that one goes down the right field line. The throw went over the first baseman's head. Now the throw down to second is not in time. He got in there. That was close to being a full circle wackadoodle play, but Zierfoss gets down to second base, and that will be an E1 as the throw got over the head of the first baseman, Pancharak. And also, all the commercials you see on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting are edited, produced, recorded, and filmed by us. If you are a small business owner who would like to advertise with Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, email us for a flyer at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. All of our social medias, including our Venmo, are listed in the description of our YouTube videos. There's a ground ball on a bunt back to the hill. Burkhart throws the first. It's in time. And Zane, or Zierfrost rather, advances to third. And the sun just poked out here. That's a nice surprise after 3 days of no sun, no joy. Here's Joseph McDonald. He's reached base all 3 times tonight in 3 different ways. Actually, I'm sorry, just 2 different ways. 2 walks and an E6. But still 0 for 1 on the night. Here we go again to McDonald. That one's down. Count is 1-1. Kevin Wall on deck for Gloucester here in the top of the 6th. Outside. Kevin Wall, who is 1 for 2 tonight with a double, is next. Lined foul by McDonald. That's a 2-strike count against him.
I'm waiting on my bus. It's coming in like 15 minutes. I'll be down here in the next half an hour.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. McDonald gets on top of it, grounds it to first, picked up in the throw to first. He dives head first, and it's in time. Always a tough play when that happens, but the side is retired. Gloucester gets another run home. It's 8-2 going to the bottom of the 6th. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Gavin Zane still working on the hill in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 8-2 Gloucester. They won't have enough to put it away early, so we will still play the full 7 tonight. And the pitch from Zane. Called a strike. 0-1. Samuel Yu getting it started for Kings Christian in the bottom of the 6th, followed up by Matt Pankarak and Braden Pickard. As the sun is poking in and out of play here. Curveball, whoa. That one slipped away from his hand and went behind the batter. Obviously a little spooked, but he hangs on to it. It's 1-1. I mean, the control on some of these Group 1 schools can just overall be really inconsistent. Here's a ground ball out to short. Siebert is there, through across, is in time. One away. So a 6-3 ground out for you. He is 0 for 2 tonight. And here is Matt Pankarat. That one went behind him. Again, that control not doing him any favors here, but it's 1-0. Fouled back. That's a strike called, 1-2. That one's a ground ball out to short. Again, Siebert's throw. This time will be offline and not in time. So Zane now has traffic on the bases here in the bottom of the 6th. The final scores from yesterday's Thank You Classic kickoff was Paulsboro 6, Spotswood 10 at Belmar Rec, and then Haddon Township 9, Timber Creek 8 in the second game of that doubleheader. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Now the throw down to second base. Does not beat him, and he gets in there. So here is Pickard, the right fielder, looking to drive in a run and keep Kings Christian in contention here in the 6th. That one skips in. Swing and a miss. Poked out towards third. Zane is there. Throw down is in time. He got him. That runner for the Knights moves over to third. 1-0 the count. After Pickard was retired, now throw down to third behind the runner, not in time. To the lefty, Rementos. Zane delivers. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Two strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Gloucester looking to shut it down, going into the final 3 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Side retired. Gavin Zane takes care of business and leaves that runner on third for the Knights. We go to the 7th, 8-2 in favor of Gloucester. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. Tommy D. Here for the home stretch in Game 1, it's Gloucester 8, Kings Christian 2 in the top of the 7th inning. Here in broadcast number 302 for Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. The first 3 for Kings Christian in the bottom of the 7th will be 9, 1, and 2. Winkelspecht, Demirajan, and Burkhart. And that one is high. Taken out. So Seth McCormick back up to the plate here. 1, 2, and 3 for Gloucester in the 7th. McCormick turned the game around big time for Gloucester with a 2-run home run in the 2nd. Now he rockets one out towards left. He almost did it again. That one goes to the wall of the church. He rounds first, gets to second base, and that's a double. Gloucester Catholic's getting some reps in right center field on the softball field. Here's a bunt by Siebert. It's 0-2.
Park there for the day? That's it. All right, man. I can't be too close. I hear you. I'll see you on the way back. All right.
Oh my goodness, there's a line drive right back to the hill. I guess it must have hopped because he still threw it down to the bag. And now here's Russell Medler. So one away, McCormick's still on second, and Medler takes high and away, 1-0. Oh, that one got him in the shoulder. And Medler advances to first base on the hit by pitch, occupying that spot. And now here's the second baseman, Gavin Weiner. He bats again. Weiner has reached base 3 times for the Lions, including 2 walks and a base hit in the 5th. Somebody's looking for Henry. 1-0 to the cleanup man, Weiner, with Aiden Daly, the center fielder for Gloucester, on deck. Gloucester leads by 6 here in the top of the 7th. And 2 runners on with a chance to push the envelope even further. There's a strike on a curveball by Burkhardt. Both teams have only used 2 pitchers tonight. Seth McCormick had the first 4 for Gloucester, and now Gavin Zane looks to get a 9-out save. And for Kings Christian, they started out with Samuel Wu, and he was taken out. Landon Burkhardt's been in, and he's been in ever since. Oh, look at this. He steps off the bag. Now he's got a runner trapped between second and third. McCormick is in a pickle. He slides, and he is out. A good fake by Landon Burkhardt to get the runner. And there's 2 down. That's an effective play. If he can develop that play as a freshman, by the time he's a senior, he'll have that perfected, and he'll have that golden. So 1 strike, and that one misses. 2-1 to Gavin Weiner. Gloucester would improve to 6-5, or rather 6-4, excuse me, with a win over the Knights. That's a base hit in the left field. They would have had a 2 RBI single. They'll settle for 1. It gets tossed around in left, and an RBI for Gavin Weiner makes it 9-2. So he pushes the needle even further. And a 7-run lead for Gloucester in the 7th. Here's Aiden Daly.
How do you get on this field from over here?
That gate over there.
Some people on Gloucester Catholic don't even know where their home field gates are. But that's what makes this the funkiest venue in South Jersey, to say the least. Weiner took a lead off of second, and that one's taken for a strike. 1-1 to Aiden Daly. Aiden Daly, 3 for 4. 3 singles tonight, including an RBI. Weiner again with a big lead. Kings Christian would fall to 5-3 on the young campaign with Aiden Lawler Sr. as the head coach. Just their second loss to an in-state opponent this year, if Gloucester can hang on to the 7-run lead.
Where's Terry? Sorry.
Gloucester Catholic players are loving it. They're loving the presence of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting this weekend. And they're going to be in for a treat in a couple minutes here. There's a strike called. 2-strike count now to Aiden Daly. If the inning continues, Gavin Zane, the pitcher, who is 0 for 1 tonight, is on deck. Sun is poking out, though, starting to warm up a little bit. A beautiful Saturday afternoon. About to be afternoon, that is, since we've been here since 8:15 this morning. But here's the pitch. Gets on top of it, grounds it to third. Oh no, it gets past him. Lawler can't get it. That'll be an E6. Now the runner goes down to third, and he's safe. Runners on the corners now as Daly reaches on an E5. E5, E6, whatever the case, it's a gaff in the infield, and here is Zane. So a risky move, and Wiener advances all the way to third, now for Gavin Zane. He came in for the first baseman Jason Hall in the middle innings and is 0 for 1 on the night. Here's the first pitch from Landon Burkhart. Here's a ground ball out to Lawler again. Gets down on a knee, slow throw to first. That one's high, and he gets in there. The run scores. Wiener comes around, and it's double digits for Gloucester, 10-2. Here is Jake Zierfoss looking to break the offer. He is 0 for 4 tonight. All with groundouts. 3 in the infield and I guess a pop-up as well, but still, no matter how you slice it, whether it's 4 strikeouts, 4 groundouts, or 4 flyouts, 0 for 4 is not a number that you want to wear. That one's outside. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second for Gloucester in those bright yellow jerseys. Seems to be commonplace in South Jersey this year. We've seen them with Audubon, seen them with Bordentown, and a couple other teams as well. Lawler tosses it to second, and the side is retired. But the offense has been bright tonight, just like the Sun and just like their yellow jerseys. They put up another bunch of runs. It's 10-2 going into the final 3 outs of this Thank You Classic Saturday opener. We'll be right back. All right, bottom of the 7th inning here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. The final frame and a new pitcher for the Gloucester Lions. That will be, their number 8. The first baseman, Jason Hall. So there's a reason why he wasn't hitting, and Gavin Zane took over for him. They have now switched positions as he is the third pitcher. Final line for Gavin Zane, 2 strikeouts, no runs, and just a handful of hits over 2 innings of relief. But nothing's really going to beat Seth McCormick's line of 4 innings pitched, no earned runs, 2 unearned runs, and 8 strikeouts. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Nine, 1, and 2 due up for Kings Christian in the bottom of the 7th, starting out with Caleb Winkelspecht, who was 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout in this one. That one's inside, 1 and 2. This broadcast is brought to you by the wonderful folks over at Harper Driving School. Drive into success today. Why? Because a 95% success rate for students taking their road test with Harper for the first time. Make an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Experience Complex in Pittman, right off of Lambs Road. Ground ball out to third. Picked up, Medler throws it across, and it's in time, 1 away. So here is Demirajan, 0 for 2, a walk, a walk, strikeout, and fly out in this one. Kings Christian didn't really have much of an issue at the plate until the 4th when they got 2 runs across. Both of them unearned thanks to an error in the infield by Jason Hall. And now he looks to get the 3-out closer. Obviously not a save situation with it being an 8-run game that is kind of unraveled after the middle innings, but looks like we're going to be just short of 2 hours and 40 minutes tonight. Jason Hall, the junior right-hander, donning the number 8 for the Lions as that one goes into the street. Somebody throwing a little wild, but it's obviously very funky what we're seeing here with Gloucester Catholic warming up technically in the field of play. But we see it all the time. There's no imaginary boundary between what's a home run and an out. You can hit it all the way to the softball field, and as long as you move out of the way and there's no interference, you could technically have an inside the park home run there, because it's 472 feet to the deepest part of the park in right center field, close to where we're standing. Hall gets the strikeout, 2 away. And we've got the last call here as it goes to the class of 27 freshman Landon Burkhart. Hall delivers a foul ball, 0-1. Hall, the southpaw, in his first season at the varsity level pitching, a 1.75 ERA in 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run versus CCTS, and a 20-5 win for them over Camden County Tech. There we go. 5 walks, 5 strikeouts going into today's appearance, but no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're down to the last call. 1 strike away, 1 out away. Gloucester looking to win another game and stop the skid that they've had this past week. Looking to win their 2nd game during a 5-game stretch with no off days in between. That one is a cricket pitch. Stuck his leg out there, but it's 1-2. I mean, really an impressive run for Gloucester. All the rain that happened the first week of the season that pushed everything back. Gloucester is now playing their 5th game in a row with no off days since Tuesday, the 16th. We'll try that again. Hall, the lefty, delivers. High chopper foul. Got on top of it. As we said, folks, don't go anywhere. Red Bank Catholic and Gloucester Catholic will follow at 11:30. We're actually right now past 11:30, so probably expect a 12 o'clock start time for game 2. There's strike 3. Jason Hall gets it done. Back-to-back strikeouts, and Gloucester once again takes home the win in the Thank You Classic. They take home a 10-2 win over the Kings Christian Knights. handing KC their second in-state loss this year and giving them a 5-3 record on the young campaign. Gloucester improves to 7-4, and after losing their last 3 of 4 games, they stop the skid, they stop the bleeding, and get themselves back on the board to improve to 7-4. They're already 11 games in April. But your player of the game, presented by Harper Driving School, because of the short window between these games, there will be no post-game interviews. But Seth McCormick is going to get your Harper Driving School player of the game. He shut it down all on the offense tonight and on his own offense. He had a 2-run home run in the top of the second that banged off the church in left field, along with another RBI to give him 3 in total out of Gloucester's 10. And along with that, no earned runs through 4 innings of work and 8 strikeouts. He really was the epitome of a Group 1 two-way player, and he exemplified it perfectly this afternoon. So stay tuned. Follow the YouTube link for Red Bank Catholic and Gloucester Catholic. That game's probably going to start in about 20 minutes or so. So stay tuned. It's GC and RBC coming up next right here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. But if you're not sticking around, I'm Dan Wilkins with my wonderful producer Vincent Vogt, and have a good one, folks. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.